On this tranquil night, welcome to Sleep Peacefully. I am your host, Nicole, and I will guide you into a peaceful sleep in the moments to come. Before we embrace the beauty of dreams, let us collectively set aside the day's hustle and allow our minds and bodies to gradually immerse in tranquility. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. With each exhale, release the tension from your body, letting go of the fatigue of the day. Let your breath become deep and slow, focusing your attention on this precious moment. As the breath flows, let us collectively experience this serene atmosphere. Feel the gentle flow of air in your nostrils, sensing the vitality blooming with every breath. Let your breath be your guide into the realm of dreams, guiding you through the day's hustle into profound serenity. In this moment, let all worries and troubles dissipate with each exhale. Focus solely on this tranquil breath, making it your guide through the corridors of your mind. With the gradual rhythm, may you find comfort and peace in this tranquility, entering a night akin to a beautiful dream. Wishing you a serene journey into sleep, may you have a night filled with wonderful dreams. In this tranquility, may you sleep peacefully and wake up refreshed. Our story begins now. Every tale, whether legendary or a fairy story, harbors a kernel of truth. The legend of Mala is no exception. Her narrative unfolds as a quest to discover one's rightful place in a world that now bears the name of the very girl it venerates. The island, a magnet for visitors, beckons them to its shores in pursuit of the famed mystical watchtower, the birthplace, as whispers suggest, of the legend's genesis. The aged tower stands as a testament, adorned with intricate drawings and etchings portraying tales, fins, flukes, and mermaids. The origin of these markings and the tower's antiquity remain shrouded in mystery. However, one thing resonates with certainty. The tower is entwined with the legend of Mara, the young girl instrumental in aiding the underwater realm. In return, she received a gift she found impossible to resist. Mara's connection with the ocean manifested in her youth, a mysterious force drawing her relentlessly to the water's edge. This inexplicable allure felt like an invisible tether, physically compelling her towards the mesmerizing blue expanse. Standing on the shore, she was captivated, experiencing a joy unmatched by any other feeling. To Mara, this pull was consistent, an innate wonder and love for swimming and exploration that she assumed every child shared. Growing up in a modest cottage on the southern isles of the continent, Mara was nurtured by Louise, a local healer. While content most of the time, Mara sensed a perpetual sense of displacement, except when she stood on the beach, responding to the call of the water. The unseen tether guided her to the shore at all hours, leading her to the water near the enigmatic tower nestled within the rocky cliffs on the western side of the island. As a child, Mara frequented the secluded beach, and her guardian, Louise, attributed it to a curiosity about nature. With time, Mara's freedom expanded, and her visits to the waters by the tower became moments of exploration. Every surge of freedom granted by Louise witnessed Mara's presence, swimming in the embrace of the sea. Beside the mystical structure on the beach, she felt enveloped by a world teeming with exploration. Her beach excursions were not merely recreational, Mara would comb the glittering expanse of sand in search of the island's rare and precious blue pearls. These pearls, larger and more beautiful than the ordinary ones, shimmered in shades of aquamarine and sky blue. Legends surrounding these pearls claimed them to be the most wondrous things, whether on land or in the water. If one were fortunate enough to discover and hold one, its iridescence emitted a flickering bluish-green light, seemingly lit from within. It was whispered that these pearls held real magic, the kind capable of making kingdoms quake and oceans roar. In Mara's countless beach explorations, she had never chanced upon one of these legendary pearls. Louise, who had witnessed and experienced much in her lifetime, also hadn't seen them. Despite this, Louise possessed a few of the lesser pearls, smaller and less dazzling than their magical counterparts. The healer utilized them in her poultices and tonics, acknowledging their healing properties. Mara often mused that these magical pearls must exist only in legend. If Mara were to declare anyone as her true friend, it would undoubtedly be Louise. Despite the age difference, or perhaps because of it, the two shared enjoyable moments together. Over the years, Louise became intimately familiar with Mara's quirks, Mara's preference for fresh vegetables, plants. If Mara were to declare anyone as her true friend, it would undoubtedly be Louise. Despite the age difference, or perhaps because of it, the two shared enjoyable moments together. Over the years, Louise became intimately familiar with Mara's quirks, Mara's preference for fresh vegetables, plants, or seafood earned her the playful jest that she was more suited to live underwater than anywhere else. Night after night, Louise sat by Mara's bedside, weaving tales of wonder. It was Louise who narrated captivating stories, introducing Mara to realms of imagination and fantasy. Mara's favorite tales were those of the ancient mermaids, the enchanting narratives of old. Perhaps it was these stories that fostered in Mara a profound belief in the mystical inhabitants of the deep blue sea, creatures etched on the weathered stone tower she adored exploring. The ocean, vast and seemingly boundless, held secrets beneath its waves that remained unknown. The mermaids Louise spoke of, eternally captured in the tower's engravings, were believed to love, care, wish, and dream, much like the humans on land. When Mara wasn't by the beach, reveling in the allure of the sea, or playing at the tower, she found herself at the healer's shop, assisting Louise in the concoction of potions and tonics. Mara often lingered into the evening, eagerly absorbing every story the older woman shared. Mermaids were not the sole fantastical beings in Louise's tales. Fairies dwelling on land, in communion with nature, were also protagonists. According to Louise, every plant, bird, and insect communicated with the fairies, keeping them informed about the occurrences in their surroundings. With a mischievous wink, Louise added that the fairies even knew about Mara, for they were privy to everything. These fantastical narratives filled Mara with wonder. She yearned to witness the fairies and mermaids, envisioning the stories unfolding before her eyes. Long after nightfall, she would stay awake, dreaming of becoming attuned to nature, capable of communicating with every element of it. In Mara's mind, there was no doubt that these magical beings existed, capable of extraordinary feats as described by Louise. Everything in those tales resonated with a deep sense of truth for Mara, much like the pull she felt towards the ocean. To Mara, the healer's stories were more than mere tall tales. They resonated within her, akin to the pull towards the ocean. It was as if the stories themselves were imbued with a magic that she could sense. Mara never dismissed these feelings. She was certain that something magical guided that unseen tether. At times, she even believed she could hear whispers when she was outdoors, especially near the beach. Deep within, Mara harbored the conviction that one day her dreams would materialize. Mara's unwavering hope and belief fueled her conviction that she would one day witness those mythical creatures for herself. According to the legend, her dreams materialized on the day Mara felt the most earnest tug she had ever experienced. As usual, it led her to the water's edge by the tower. Mara had been assisting Louise in planting flowers when it occurred. She hastily put everything down and left, offering hurried excuses to Louise, who smiled knowingly but said nothing as Mara rushed across town towards the water. Standing on the rocky shore by the tower, Mara finally experienced the moment she had long awaited. A girl's head slowly rose above the water's surface, but this was no ordinary girl. A swirl of purple, blue, and green hair framed her, and a pair of bright emerald green eyes met Mara's gaze. Without seeing the similarly colored tail beneath the surface, Mara knew instantly that she was in the presence of a mermaid. Transfixed, Mara stared back as the mermaid waved her webbed hand, signaling for Mara to approach. Without hesitation, Mara splashed into the water and swam toward the enchanting creature. The excitement was palpable as she reached the mermaid, and it took all of Mara's self-control not to be captivated by her stunning beauty. The mermaid attempted to speak to Mara, but only garbled sounds emerged. Mara raised an eyebrow, indicating her lack of understanding. The mermaid then motioned for Mara to duck underwater. Meeting a real mermaid was extraordinary enough, but what transpired next exceeded all expectations. The ethereal mermaid gently brushed Mara's forehead with her fingertip. At that moment, a flash of green pierced through the darkness of the water. Suddenly, Mara could see and hear everything around her, and the once inhospitable underwater realm became a place where she could effortlessly breathe. Underwater, Mara's surprise and joy were unmistakable. The mermaid, Vera, grinned as she introduced herself. Mara, still awestruck, marveled at her now crystal-clear surroundings. The water, once opaque, revealed a vibrant underwater world. She could see far into the distance, and deep below her, every detail rendered with unprecedented clarity. The slivers of sunlight danced through the water, and each fish's individual scale became discernible. Vera's tail, adorned with myriad glittering blue-green scales, captivated Mara. Every flicker of movement sent iridescence into the water, creating a mesmerizing display. Vera's voice, a symphony of sound, effortlessly traveled through the water, surpassing anything Mara had imagined in her wildest dreams. Vera patiently waited, giving Mara time to acclimate to her heightened senses and the profound changes around her. Taking Mara's hand in her own, Vera revealed the purpose of her summoning. Mara was chosen for a quest into the underwater kingdom of the mermaids because she possessed a special ability to hear the call of the deep. This explained Mara's inexplicable pull towards the water. Wide-eyed, Mara listened as Vera recounted the story of the mermaid queen who had lost a sacred heirloom. a string of blue pearls, the same pearls Mara had heard about in stories. The queen cherished this magical necklace, having worn it her entire life. Missing for a while, the queen had finally sought help. Vera explained that Mara, with her deep connection to the ocean and unwavering belief in mermaids, had been chosen for this quest. The mermaids sent out a call through the water and over the land, knowing that only those who loved the ocean and believed in their existence could succeed in retrieving the priceless necklace. As the story unfolded, Mara realized the significance of her lifelong connection to the water and the mysterious tower, sensing that her destiny was intricately entwined with the underwater kingdom and the mermaid's call. The call for help had gone out, said Vera, emphasizing the significance of Mara's presence. Mara, devoid of fear or trepidation, approached the quest with wonder and bravery. Should she succeed in assisting the Mermaid Queen, a generous reward awaited her. The revelation left Mara amazed. An unexpected real-life quest awaited her. The honor of being chosen for such a task overwhelmed her, and she expressed her determination to help the mermaids. Squeezing Vera's hand, Mara beamed, affirming her commitment to aiding the mermaids. With a profound sense of gratitude, Vera hugged Mara's neck, her tail swishing through the water as she embraced the girl. Pulling back, Vera revealed a breathtaking sight, a genuine blue pearl. Though smaller than Mara had imagined from the stories, Vera explained that the pearl possessed inherent magic to aid Mara in her quest. Handing the pearl to Mara, Vera emphasized its ability to lead her to the necklace. Citing the principle that, like calls to like, Mara clung to the pearl, nodding in acknowledgement. She assured Vera that she would do her best. After receiving the pearl, Vera instructed Mara to go to the tower on the shore. At the tower's base, a small niche held a bell, an overlooked aspect viewed as part of the tower's enigma. Mara learned that the bell served a purpose. Its ring would signal the mermaids, and Vera would know to come for her. Embracing once more, Vera extended her palm to rest on Mara's forehead, removing the magic that allowed Mara to return to the land and embark on her quest. As Mara felt the magic dissipate and her body and senses returned to normal, she swam to the shore. Stepping onto the land, she waded through the surf, her gaze fixed intently on the blue pearl in her hand. Mara clutched the blue pearl tightly in her hand, feeling its faint pulsing with power. Seating herself on the sand to dry off, she took a moment to absorb the surreal yet rightness of the whole experience. It felt as if she had been crafted for this very purpose in this moment of time. Helping the mermaids was an honor she couldn't fathom surpassing. With the rest of the day ahead, Mara got to her feet, clutching the pearl tight, ready to embark on her quest. The magic of the pearl was mysterious to her, but she could sense its power and assumed it would intensify the closer she got to the necklace. Deciding to try different directions, Mara chose to go north first, walking toward the center of town. As she walked, the pulsing of the pearl diminished. Taking it as an indication, Mara retraced her steps and headed east, along the rocky shore. The power of the pearl decreased significantly, prompting her to eliminate that direction. Considering that heading south would lead her back into the water, Mara then ventured west, passing the tower by the cliffs. To her delight, the pearl began to throb and hum in her hand, its intensity growing by the second. Singing a joyous tune, Mara walked on, the the sun now hanging high in the bright blue sky. Passing beachside cottages and clusters of palm trees, she paused to enjoy the sweet and juicy fruit they offered. The pearl grew hotter, humming louder as Mara walked, and she knew she was heading in the right direction. The area where the necklace must be revealed itself. A small grove of trees, a little way inland with ample shade. Mara began to comb the area, keeping a keen eye out for the sacred blue pearl necklace. Mara kept her eyes peeled for that telltale glimmer of iridescent aquamarine, matching the color of the pearl she carried. She shuffled through the brush, scrutinizing every inch of the ground, circling every tree, and exploring every nook and cranny. It wasn't until she looked higher into the trees that she spotted something shimmering in a bird's nest close to her. Approaching cautiously, Mara realized that the necklace was draped over the nest, taken by magpies, renowned treasure seekers. Fortunately, the birds were away, allowing her to retrieve the precious item without hindrance. Surveying the tree, Mara identified several branches she could use to climb. Placing the pearl in her pocket, she took a running jump, grabbing onto the lowest branch and swinging herself up. Grateful for her nimbleness, she scurried up the tree, soon within reach of the nest. Touching the necklace one last time, savoring the power, Mara set off for the beach. Upon reaching the tower, she circled it, searching for the niche. When she found it, she carefully placed the necklace inside. Mara stuck her hand into the niche and rang the bell once, knowing it was all that was needed. Descending to the shore, she waited only moments before Vera's head emerged from the water. Mara waded through the surf and swam to reach the mermaid. As before, she followed the same steps, going underwater to let Vera place her palm on her forehead, allowing Mara to breathe and speak. Excitedly, Mara handed Vera the glorious necklace, recounting the tale of where and how she found it. Vera could only shake her head in amazement, grateful for Mara's return with the most precious object in the mermaid kingdom. Vera expressed their collective gratitude. The only gift the queen could think to offer Mara made her eyes widen. Vera explained that the queen was extending the gift of a lifetime, to become a mermaid herself if Mara desired. Without hesitation, Mara responded with a resounding yes. The prospect of living underwater and becoming a mermaid fulfilled her deepest desires. Accepting the offer on the spot, Mara gained her stunning mermaid tail in that very moment. Legend has it that Mara found her people, the merfolk, underwater, finally discovering her home. The tale of Mara is one of a mere mortal, a human being, aiding a kingdom, and transforming into a mermaid herself. It's a story of finding one's place in the world through the power of belief in magic and extraordinary things. The story ends here. Let's listen to the music and continue to fall asleep.